Welcome, fellow conscious reality creators. If you're deeply engaged in the powerful work of intentional living, you already understand a fundamental truth. Your inner world shapes your outer experiences. You know intellectually that you are the operant power in your reality. Many of you have successfully manifested career opportunities, financial abundance, or improved health. But here is where the most persistent, frustrating challenge arises when it comes to love and partnership. Even the advanced alchemist gets stuck in patterns that sabotage the very connection that we're trying to manifest. The moment our specific person, or SP, appears, a deeply ingrained subconscious programming often takes over. Instead of standing firmly in our power as the creator, we revert to being the performer, dancing, proving, earning, and exhausting ourselves in the process. This post is a deep dive into dismantling that grand illusion of performance and revealing the foundational principles of energetic alignment that creates relationships built on unshakable peace, not anxious chemistry.
That shift from creator to performer is the energetic distortion we must confront. Why do we abandon our creator mindset when seeking validation? The core reason is a deeply embedded belief in scarcity of worth. When you approach a relationship as the performer, you fundamentally believe your love, attention, or presence must be earned. This mindset is the engine of the scarcity loop. This manifests in what we call the ambassador persona. This is a carefully curated self designed to hide what you fear is unlovable. You might edit your text messages multiple times or hide your anxiety and vulnerability. When you operate from this assumption that the real you is not enough, you magnetize a relationship where you must perpetually perform to maintain love. The second trap is treating external validation as fuel. Every interaction becomes a test. Every silence feels like rejection. This creates a constant draining need for your SP to constantly prove your value, a burden no single person can bear indefinitely.
This constant performance leads to the earning trap. The true energetic truth is that love is freely given and relationally maintained, but the performer insists on performing a marathon of achievements just to stay in the room. The law of assumption is uncompromising. You attract what you are, not what you pretend to be, but what you fundamentally assume about yourself at the deepest level. If you are assuming that you must work to earn love, you will manifest a relationship where you are constantly working, performing, and seeking. The necessary shift is from earning love to embodying worth. If you assume you are inherently worthy, that your presence itself is the gift, you will manifest a relationship that reflects that truth back to you. The practical tool here is to change the definition of earning. You create a thriving connection by embodying relational generosity. This involves deep listening, being present enough to hear your SP without formulating your reply, signaling, "You matter, I am here with you." It requires emotional availability, sharing your true inner landscape, not the curated version, but the real messy human experience of being you.
And fundamentally, it demands core trust. Assuming the relationship is secure and the love is real, which allows you to stop performing and simply show up. For the advanced creator, performance is simply an attachment to the outcome rather than the presence. When you stop seeking validation to fill your perceived lack, you become a full, stable, energetic source. Your presence becomes an undeniable attractor, not because you're trying to attract, but because you are whole. Now, let's talk about the solidification of relationship patterns. Many creators achieve the initial manifestation. The perfect SP enters their reality. But then communication strains and emotional intimacy stalls. This isn't a flaw in the SP, it's a mirror of the initial energetic mismatch you allow to solidify. Relationships are like wet cement. If you allow a dynamic like emotional unavailability or constant drama to set in, it becomes rock hard subconscious programming for the couple. The beginner often falls into the illusion of, it will change later. We overlook glaring red flags, employing the wishful assumption, they are closed off now, but my love will change them. This is dangerous self-sabotage.
Yes, you are the operant power. But if you are assuming you must tolerate unavailability, that is precisely the dynamic that you will continue to experience. The spiritual wisdom is this: the time to apply your law of assumption principle is now, at the earliest stages of the relationship, not later when the cement has dried. You must bring it up early and often. Address issues immediately, but approach it from a curious co-creation, not criticism. This is you as the creator establishing the energetic blueprint of the relationship in real time. We also see a gendered mirror here. If your SP is hesitant to open up emotionally, they may have learned to equate vulnerability with weakness. If you are the partner craving openness, you must energetically hold a space that says, I accept the totality of your emotional experience. Tears, fear, and all without judgment, without panic, and without weaponizing it later. Your job is to make their vulnerability feel like a superpower, not a fault line. For the intermediate creator, this is your call to shadow work. If you panic when your SP expresses too much emotion, that's a historical trigger.
You asked for connection, but when it arrived, your survival programming saw it as a threat. You must lovingly disarm this fear to create the safer space your SP needs. Now let's talk about conflict and the quantum room. Have you noticed that when conflict arises, it often feels disproportionate to the actual problem? This is because the argument is not between two adults in present time. It's an energetic traffic jam involving subconscious passengers from the past. We call this, if it's hysterical, it's historical. Every argument operates in a quantum room crowded with invisible historical influences. The 12 figures in the room, parents, old teachers, past partners, siblings, the wounded inner child. Your extreme emotional reaction to a minor comment isn't about your SP. It's about the teacher who told you you were lazy, or the parent who constantly criticized you. Your SP just stepped on the landmine that was already there.
The practical tool here is taking attendance and setting boundaries. When you feel an outsized reaction, such as hysteria, immediately pause and recognize the historical trigger. Identify the the figure who caused this reaction. The unseen child who was ignored, the critical mother, the ex who left. Then set the energetic boundary. Silently send that figure away. A simple internal declaration. Hey, old story of unworthiness, you are not invited to this co-creation. This is sacred space. Finally, re-enter the present. Return your focus to the actual person, the actual issue, and your current intention for the relationship. By actively disinviting the past, you step back into your power as the sovereign creator of the current moment. This leads to the ultimate shift for the reality creator, redefining success. Many of us confuse anxiety with chemistry and peace with boredom.
That initial thrilling spark, the butterflies, the obsessive thoughts, is biologically a cocktail of excitement and stress. The excitement is real, but underneath is stress. Do they think I'm amazing? Are they going to text me back? Am I enough? This uncertainty floods your nervous system with volatile dopamine, the same rush from gambling or any high stakes situation. Beginners mistake this emotional roller coaster for true love. Then, when the relationship matures and stress hormones diminish, because the SP is predictable, loving, and reliably present, they panic. We lost the spark. I'm bored. But the spiritual truth is, you've not lost the spark. You have finally achieved peace. Your energy is not wasted on frantic performance or anxious waiting. Your nervous system is finally safe. The highest form of chemistry is compatibility. Compatibility is the red hot, effortless vibe that encompasses shared life goals and values. The ability to bring out the absolute best in one another and a feeling of safety and peace.
The goal is not to manifest excitement, but to manifest unshakable peace that creates a harmonious, expansive platform for both partners to thrive. This leads to the final and perhaps most difficult step in mastering love: implementing the deepest principle of the law of assumption: total acceptance. In your reality creation work, you cannot order people a la carte. You cannot say, I manifest an SP with their ambition, but I want to leave their anxiety on the side. They come as a totality. Total acceptance means embracing the fullness of their humanity and yours. You must be rigorously honest with yourself. What are your authentic, non-job interview flaws? Inflexibility, perfectionism, a tendency to retreat. Until you fully accept these things in yourself, you will always project that judgment onto your SP. You must also be respecting. That's the secret sauce. The very quality you might try to change is often the energetic sauce that makes them attractive and whole.
To try and remove it is to become their energetic kryptonite, weakening the very essence you were initially drawn to. The miraculous effect occurs when you apply your creator power to accepting yourself fully. Those perceived flaws shrink. They no longer take up massive emotional real estate. The energy you release from obsessing over your unworthiness is immediately freed up for intentional living and relational generosity. To be a masterful reality creator in love, you must transcend the scarcity loop of performance and step into the abundance mindset of total acceptance. The ultimate intention is not to find a perfect person, but to become a perfectly accepting person. When you fully accept yourself, you naturally align with an SP who is ready to offer that same unconditional acceptance, creating a relationship that is a stable, peaceful, and potent platform for co-creation. You are ready to manifest an SP who meets you in full acceptance because you have finally learned to meet yourself there first.
What if the version of you that stops performing, stops proving, and stops earning? The version that simply exists in full acceptance of your own humanity is the exact version of you that your ideal SP is waiting to meet.
If this discussion resonated with you and empowered your journey as a conscious reality creator, please take a moment to like this episode, subscribe to the channel for more powerful insights, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and please be sure to ring the bell so you never miss a deep dive. So until next time, think differently, dream boldly, and create consciously.